This is Jonathan Agger, 5th Pro Boxing Fans, joined by Johnny Fisher. The Romford Bull Army taking over Sheffield this week. How many you got coming?
Got about 800 coming up. People still selling tickets now as well. My dad, this sort of week, people get onto it, don't they? They get the appetite for it, but it's different coming up to Sheffield. People got to pay for ticket, for travel, for somewhere to stay. So really appreciate everyone who's bought a ticket, especially people from up north as well. It's great to have some of the Northern Bull Army here as well.
Yeah, back in the ring. It's been a bit of a while. You had an injury. Just talk us through that and the recovery.
Yeah, it's been good. It's been good recovering. It's nice to have a couple of months off because 5 fights in a year was a lot, and my body was just telling me, give me time. Do you need to have a little rest? So I went to Mexico. I went to Tenerife and just chilled out a little bit with my brothers and my cousins. So it was good. But back to it straight away. Had a couple of months off and then start building slowly, and then the sparring came in. I had some great sparring with Guido Vianello, Italian heavyweight, then Fabio Wardley, Derek Chisora, and then a good guy called Gideon from Team GB, and it's been brilliant, and I'm feeling in a good place, ready for this one.
I was speaking to Mark yesterday about the last fight. You had kind of a great experience. I know you had the cut, you had obviously you got an injury. Was it a good experience for you to have that early on?
Yeah, listen, you always want to get the knockout, you want to get the stoppage, but from that one I learned 10 times more about myself, about my character, in a situation where I'd sold 2,500 tickets as well, so it was stressful, and I came through a lot of barriers and a lot of things there, and that's what's going to stand me in good stead. He was an awkward guy, and I thought when I cut myself in the first 30 seconds, I thought, here we go, and even on the pads warming up, my hand didn't feel good, but in training camp you thought sort of like, oh, it'll be alright, next week it'll heal up, and I kept prolonging it, and then it didn't really ever clear up. So to get through that with a bad hand and a cut and a decent game opponent, good experience for me.
Right, what's going through your mind? You get cut in the first round. What are you thinking? Do you thinking just need to get back to the corner? Are you thinking this is all right?
Almost not laughing in my head. I was just like, oh bloody hell, here we go. It's going to be one of them ones, isn't it? And then I caught him in the end of the first round, and he stumbled back a bit, and I thought I have a little burst, and I had like a 20-second burst, and it was pretty tough. He hung in there, and I thought, well, I've got to pace it a little bit. Second round, I know I can hurt him. I'll go for it. And in the second round, I think I threw a punch, like I think it's a straight one, and there's just another big crunch down my hand, and then the doctors told me like that's where all the more cracks were coming through my metacarpal bone, so I obviously damaged it more than it was already damaged, and yeah, it's just one of them nights. A tough guy with a broken hand and a cut, so it was good experience. I enjoyed every minute of it. It was good fun.
You got a guy called Michal Reissinger, I think is how you pronounce on Saturday.
Yeah, it's a good
yeah, what do you know about him from his book?
I know he's going to be tough and strong. He's a proud man. He's got a bit of a kickboxing background as well, so he's going to have experience. He's only had 4 fights, won 3, lost 1, never been stopped. But the people he's fought, I think I'm a level above them, and I think I can do some damage with him. If I'm explosive and I see that opening, I've got to go for it, and I'll be able to stop him. That's the plan.
So do you want a few rounds though early on? I mean, just to get back into it.
I don't care if it's rounds, whether it's I'll knock him out in the first 30 seconds. I just want to win. That's the one thing I've known in my career. If you keep winning, you keep building momentum. So as long as I get the win, however it comes, I want to get it done. But that don't mean I'm going to come out rushing and tearing, thinking I've got to knock him out. I want to try and make that opening come rather than force it. My best knockout, my best stoppage was probably my debut when I sort of sat back and then waited for him to throw, and I came over the top of the right hand. So I've got to do something similar to that. I've got to measure myself and measure how the fight's going and go from there.
And what's the plan after this fight? You're going to have one more before the end of the year, you reckon?
I want to have 2 more, hopefully. Hopefully October and then December. I want to get out as frequently as I can and get that momentum building again, because it wasn't a long break from February to August. It's about, what's that, about 6 months. It's long enough, and I want to fight every other month now.
Now, how likely is it that Lovejoy's the October opponent?
I would rather fight Lovejoy. Hopefully get him for Christmas. That'd be good. Little Christmas cracker. Go down to a press conference at the Rabbits, have a bit of dinner, and then we'll have a Chinese afterwards and be friends. So, listen, everyone sees Lovejoy as a bit of a joke and a joker, but whatever you think of him, he still knocked 19 people out, and to be able to knock 19 people out, you've got to be able to dig a little bit. So you can't take him lightly. I have a bit of banter with him online on Instagram, but it's a deadly serious because it's still going to be dangerous, and he's had a lot more experience than me.
Is it as well, like, you know, he's got a bit of a profile out in America? Is it to help with that, boost your profile?
Yeah, he's got a profile. People know who he is. Whenever I'm walking down the street and people come up to me and recognise me from my boxing, they say, when are you fighting that big American geezer? He's got a bit of mouth on him. And to a lot of people, it's an exciting fight to watch. So one thing I want to do, I want to give entertainment. I want to give value for money for the people that come and watch me. And a bit of entertainment with that'd be good as well. And Lovejoy brings that.
So Deontay Wilder's back in the gym. Who do you want to see him fight if he comes back?
I think I was talking about Ruiz at one point. That'd be a good fight. I saw him actually on a clip today. He was with Francis Ngannou. They was both training in the same thing. That'd be a good match-up, and I'm sure they'd make a lot of money from that. So Wilder versus Ngannou would be a good match-up.
Just announced Joyce against Joyce-Parker in September. What do you make of that fight? It seems like a great fight on paper.
Great fight. And what we know is Joe Joyce is a hard night's work for anyone, and I think Joe Parker's got to be willing to go to 12 rounds if he thinks he's going to have any chance of winning. Very hard man to knock down and deter in Joe Joyce. Obviously Joe Joyce is my friend, he's my man, so I'm going to be backing him. But Joe Parker is a world-renowned name. He's up there in the top 10 in the world easily. So it's going to be a hard night's work for Joe. But if he's on top form, I back him to win.
Finally, 2 weeks' time, Joshua against Usyk. How does the rematch go?
It's a tough one. I think Joshua's got that champion's mentality where he'll dig deep. He's got the dedication. He'll know where he went wrong, and he'll try and implement a game plan, be more assertive and get that way. But I just think the more assertive you are with someone like Usyk, the more chance you've got of being picked off. I think when Usyk fought Chisora, that's when he had his most difficult night's work, because it's a big brawler, awkward, comes forward, different fighter completely to Joshua in a way, because Joshua's got skill, he's got his own ability. But I think he's got to try and have that sort of throwback style where he just comes in, bullies him. It's very hard to say, very hard to do. It's one thing saying it, very hard to do it. So I think I would edge to Usyk still.
All right, Johnny, thanks for talking to Pro Boxing fans. Good luck on Saturday.
Thanks, mate.